thing we're talking about right now. And it's one of the best things to convert really people for AI, for SaaS, and a lot of other different products that we use when we work with HighLevel. One of the reasons why I'm bringing this up today is one of the things we're seeing when it comes to selling AI is you really need to be able to have that belief shift pattern to be able to explain to someone how AI is going to impact them and their business. And it's really hard to do that with just a sales funnel or a short little video. You really need something like a webinar that's going to have that belief shift happen. And because I've been so specialized and so good at those over the last 10 years, and now I've become a expert at AI, let's say, I've decided to combine the two and make AI webinars that are going to blow your mind, how we're going to be able to use AI to engage with the client during the webinar, after the webinar, and even after and before the purchase, so that every step of the way, AI is engaging with them and helping them to make the purchase and understand what the webinar is and why they should buy. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today's training. Before we get started, who am I? Funnel Doc. I started digital marketing back in 2016. My first year as a digital marketing agency, we made $800K in profit and generated over $7 million for my clients. Made multiple awards. We're getting several for HighLevel coming up here soon. And generate over $59.3 million. Spent the last 2 years of my life, well, going on 3 now, just studying AI. I spend probably at least 5 to 6 hours a day working with AI, if not even more. And then I get to do stuff like this. This is really something I enjoy. In case you haven't seen me teach and do this stuff before, I love speaking on stage. I love helping others. I really have, this is a passion and a calling for me, is teaching others and showing them the way with things that I've already been blessed to be able to have mastered and understand. So what is a smart webinar? An end-to-end ecosystem is enhanced by artificial intelligence at every stage. We're talking in planning, promotion, delivery, and follow-up. Now, what are the key components of smart webinar AI? There's really 4 things we're going to be talking about. That's conversational AI. These are all native HighLevel stuff. We're not going to be going outside the system for any of this. We're keeping this all in-house. We're talking about AI workflows, automations using workflows in AI, and AI reviews. This is something that's really big that HighLevel's been pushing a lot lately. They have a new AI review bot, and AI reviews, really, we'll talk about this later, but reviews are the new currency. What do you do before you ever go somewhere? You check the reviews, and we'll get into that later. So these are the 7 phases of the webinar customer journey. Just like your customer journey from anywhere else, you have a webinar customer journey too. So phase 1. This is the registration phase. Now, think about this. What if you could have AI walk you through every phase of the webinar? So on the first phase here, we're going to have a chatbot. We're going to have conversational AI pop up down in the corner that's going to engage with the client or prospect on this phase. And whatever page they're on, their job, or that bot's job, is to help them for whatever that task is. So for this one, it's opt-in. They're not going to talk about prices. They're not going to talk about sales. All they're going to do is keep up the curiosity, answer questions, and get them engaged so that they register and sign up for the webinar on this page. Number 1 thing for the bot to do. And that's, of course, the opt-in bot. So phase 2, pre-webinar and nurture phase. This is like the show up sequence. We got the thank you page bot. So they register using the first bot. The second page, this is one of the most overlooked pages in webinars. Now, on your opt-in page, one of the tips I'm going to give you right now is always keep up curiosity. One of the biggest mistakes people make when they're writing a webinar or they're using funnels is to, right off the bat, they're trying to sell, they're trying to tell all their secrets, they're trying to do everything. Each page in a webinar has a specific task. Don't try to go past that page's task, and don't have the AI do or engage more than is that page's specific goal. So the first page was to get them to opt in or register for the webinar. The second page is to give them the instructions and get them excited to show up. But that's not all. One of the biggest things that people overlook, and this is one of the reasons I've been so successful with webinars, is the thank you page's free advertising space. It's literally a captive audience that you already know what they're interested in. You already know why they're there. This is a chance to get them to buy something small, a self-liquidating offer. Imagine it cost you, let's say, 25, $50 to acquire a customer for a webinar. It's a little bit high, but let's just say you're doing that. Now all of a sudden you put something that's like, say, $49 on this page. Even if only 25% of everybody takes that offer, you've now reduced your cost to acquire a customer by 25% just by putting the self-liquidating offer on the thank you page. And guess what the AI is going to do? It's going to sell your offer, and it's going to get the person excited for the webinar. Now, there's one other thing that I would do right at this stage that I don't have on here. Yep, make sure. Oh, go back. There we go. So dynamic end there. Now, the one thing I would also have them do for this, what HighLevel can't do yet, is call out. One of the things we're doing right now that works really well with AI is having them actually call the attendee after they register before the webinar, the day usually before if you're doing a live, or right before if they've just signed up and they have like a 15 or 30-minute webinar. And this voice AI is then engaging with them, getting them excited, and actually answering questions and helping them to show up. So then we have the SLO opportunity. We have AI dynamic nurtured emails. Now, when they show up or when they sign up for the webinar, between the time they show up and the time they register and the time they show up, they're going to get nurtured via emails. All those emails are dynamically created by how they've engaged with the AI. So the questions they answered, of course, on the opt-in page, you're going to be asking them questions about their business, what their niche is, why they showed up, what they're hoping to get from it. Different little stuff that's just going to help them move along the journey, but is going to give you ammunition when it comes to these emails to be able to make them tailor-made and specific for every person that goes through. So no one person will get another email. Every email is dynamically and specifically tailored to each prospect, so you help make a sale. So the next thing we're going to talk, we talked about outbound calling. Unfortunately, HighLevel doesn't have that right now. I know it's right around the corner. They're just testing it and getting it rolled out. But this is shown to increase huge amount of engagements, especially for live events. Calling them up the day before. Hey, Mr. Jones, I just wanted to check and see, are you going to be showing up for tomorrow's masterclass on XYZ? You are. Great. What gets you so excited? I know I'm so excited about this. Again, knowledge is power, and that's one of the greatest things with AI is not only can you help educate, but you can get information and extract to be able to segment your customers so that they're able to know exactly what type of information and knowledge to give them at the exact right time, so you're able to help them make the sale or convert to the sale when you make your offer. So phase 3 and phase 4 are basically the same thing. This is the live event itself and the replay. I'm going to be honest with you, I could have put them together, but I like the number 7, so I put these two on separate slides so there'd be 7 phases. So anyway, one of the cool things we're doing with this now is imagine AI, conversational AI, popping up on the page and being your webinar assistant. That's right. We've actually identified, now this time there really are 7 phases or 7 spots, but 7 key spots in the webinar that you want the AI to engage with in. So it's before the first 10-minute mark. Imagine this, whenever you tell your first secret or you put out your first nugget of information, all of a sudden the AI knows the timing there, engages with the person, watches them. Hey, Bob, what'd you think about that? Can you see how that could help your business about XYZ? Because we already know information that we got before. Again, AI is constantly using the information to predefine to be able to specifically do its job. And what's its job on the webinar pages? To help make that shift belief I talked about before, to help it so that they understand every point of the webinar. How many times have you ever done a webinar before or attended one yourself where you're just like, man, I wish I could get my question answered right now? Guess what? You do. This is the time when the AI will know everything about the point in the webinar up to the phase they're at, and will stop right there and help move them to the next phase and the next phase. And it even knows when the offer's made, so then it pops up and it says, hey, Bob, oh my gosh, are you going to get that? I can't believe how amazing a deal that is. You know, something to that effect. Maybe not that cheesy. But imagine the power of having AI right there on the page, knowing everything about your business, your wants, your needs, your hopes, your desires, and your dreams when it comes to your business, and is able to help you walk you through the entire webinar. How powerful can that be? how powerful it is to have an assistant right there to be able to answer every question they possibly could have, so that when you finally present the offer, it's more than a no-brainer. They know that if they don't buy it, they're literally idiots. So that is the fourth phase of the webinar. That's the webinar assistant bot. Again, it chat answers live questions. One of the things you can do that's really cool is live polls. You can also use the AI to give them nudges. I already said this, and bonuses and offer reminders. You can also use it to see what the intent is or the traffic level of the person. The more the AI engages with them, we can have the AI so it judges or rates the user and tells whether they're cold, hot, warm, and how they need to be engaged later on during the actual sales webinar process. So phase 5, this is the sales or purchase phase. This is the post-sale and onboarding and ascension. And ascension, I mean upsells. Think about this too. What is better than you could have the ability to have 3, 4, 5 different potential upsells, but the AI has now engaged with the prospect so much, it knows once the first purchase is made, the second purchase is way more likely. It's now going to be able to dynamically recommend what type of upsell would be the best for this person. And with smart funnels, you can actually be able to send them to different pages depending on how they've engaged. So you've got, like I said, order form bot. That's whole purpose is to help sell. There's going to do nothing on that page but help convert on that offer and then upsell them to the proper offer as well. Now, imagine that dynamic abandoned cart series. That's right. We're going to have AI again, just like before, tailor make your abandoned cart series so that it knows what needs to be said to this person. It's not going to be some generic abandoned cart like we've all seen before. Hey, did you leave something here? What'd you do? You know, all this stuff before. No, it's going to really be able to hit them where it hurts. It's going to hit them and make those pain points and make them raise their hand and go, you know what? I don't know what I was thinking leaving. I should have bought this, and they're going to buy it. Again, all this is going to be able to be timed off of specific points of engagement throughout the webinar to make sure that we're using AI when it's most dynamic and most important. Post-purchase concierge AI bot. Imagine this on your thank you page. You actually have post-purchase a bot that walks them through every step of everything you need to do. How many times have you had people that are like, oh, I can't find this email, or I can't do this, or I don't know where this is, or I don't need this, or what about this? And you've wasted so much time, money, you've got headaches, heartaches. It's just a pain in the butt. But now you have AI that's able to answer all those questions and be there like a right-hand man or girl to be able to help you through your whole purchase. Because think about this too. How many times have you ever bought something and then afterwards, the way they treated you made you feel like you're a king or a queen? That's what you're able to do with AI. You're able to get that personalized help because of all the information we've gathered. Even though it's AI, it still feels like a personalized engagement. Referrals and reviews, big one, and this is post-purchase. Talked about this before. Reviews are the currency of today. They are the biggest thing that you can worry about when you have a business. What's the first thing you check when you decide to go somewhere? I know the first thing I Google is, hey, XYZ near me, and then I'll look who's got best reviews, and that's how I decide to go. I mean, I might read through some reviews, you know, but it's pretty much, I know most of you shaking your head yes too, it's like 80 to 90% of the time I'm checking reviews now to see where I'm going and where my money's going. So why don't we make that now dynamic and AI driven using HighLevel's new review AI bots? You can now tailor stuff around your brand message depending on how you want to portray yourself and how you want to engage, as well as with all the automations you can set up with a review. It's an easy no-brainer that you can add into every purchase saying, hey, thank you for your purchase. Would you do me a favor? Would you mind leaving a review? And do you know anybody that would like this too? And again, this is not emails we're talking about. These are AI bots that are doing this. They're engaging with it. So a lot of times people might be afraid to just write somebody's name down because they're not exactly sure what's going to happen. Well, now they could ask the bot, hey, if I recommend Bob, what are you guys going to do? And now the AI can go in a whole spiel about how they're going to do whatever so it doesn't seem frightening. But this is one way to easily get free reviews, free referrals, and referrals mean money. Think about this. When someone refers someone, if you've ever referred anybody yourself, you never refer anybody that you know isn't probably going to buy it already or a good fit. Because here's the reason: you don't want to ever say, "Hey, Bob, check this out," and then it makes you look bad because it wasn't a good fit for Bob at all. So if you're able to get free referrals, 80 to 90% easy money, easy close. And now you're going to be able to automate that with AI using dynamic follow-up, dynamic reviews, and using HighLevel system. So phase 6, this is a follow-up phase for those that don't buy, that still need to be converted and nurtured. Again, we're going to have dynamic emails, but also what we're going to be able to do is be able to track them through the entire HighLevel system. Are they opening emails? Are they clicking on trigger links? Are they clicking on links to the emails? We're now, the HighLevel is giving you so many different spots and ways with workflows that you're able to track people using different pipelines and dashboards, that you're able to now use AI to not only see where they're at, but you're able to predict how future engagement is going to be, as well as whenever you run into a problem now, all you need to do is go something like Chat GPT, and the coolest thing is you can just tell it now, and I know this isn't something that's next level training, but you can just tell it where your problem is, give it your funnel page or your webinar, and it will fix the problems for you now. It's amazing. But that is something that, again, we can figure out. It takes a lot of training to be able to do that. And then we have a dynamic year-long follow-up. This is, of course, something you're going to want to do. When you're ever following up with someone, I always recommend, if you're doing a year-long sequence, year-long sequences really aren't about making a sale per se. The first week really is, maybe the first 2 or 3 after that. But after that, it's being top of mind, so that if they ever decide they are ready to make a purchase, you're the only thing they're thinking about. And again, the great thing with AI is you're able to create these specific for that person. I always recommend for nurturing emails, you're going to give them an email every day for the first 7 days. Then after that, for the next month, it's every 2 to 3 days, and then it's every week for the next year after that. I found that converts really well. And now AI is increasing our open rates, because not only are we able to give dynamic emails, but we're able to give dynamic subject lines. That's right, you're able to make your subject lines now tailor-made for that person using AI. So your open rates and your click rates are starting to go through the roof, because every email is tailored. I know I've said that about 20 times now, but I can't help it. And if you know anything about marketing, you know anything about, really getting into your customer's mind, being able to know everything about them and have something that's made specifically for them, and it's not just cut and paste and fill in the blanks, that's when a real conversion happens. That's when a true follower is made. That's when someone that's going to be a diehard customer is made, that's going to buy everything that you put in front of them. So phase 7, last one, we're there. So this is the post-webinar automation phase, refinement and reuse. Again, I sort of touched on this one already, but this is using AI for predictive analysis and refinement, where we're going to actually look at everything you're doing, all the numbers, be able to give it AI, and then use AI to be able to make it better. So I did that really quick. I didn't have a lot of time, so I ran through it real quick. So sorry about that, but that is the complete smart webinar AI ecosystem. I've done a lot of webinars. AI is really becoming a game changer. Being able to allow it to be able to engage with someone during the actual webinar. And here's the cool thing too, it doesn't have to be, the system I've showed you right now could be a demo video for your SaaS too. It doesn't just have to be a webinar. You can use this format for any video that you can time different sequences at it, and use the AI to be able to engage those specific sequences. The cool thing about the webinar, it allows you to embed the chat widget on each different page and have a specific conversion AI on that page is specific to that page. So it gives it a lot of power. But with that, that's the end of the presentation for today, and I'll answer anybody's questions anybody's got.
Do we ask in chat? We just raise hands and ask verbally.
Yep.
Either
Sorry,
one.
I know I spoke really fast, but I only had like 20 minutes. And I knew it was going to be even longer than that, guys. So I went really fast on it. So I apologize. But yeah, ask away. I'd love to answer any questions. We've been using this a lot. It's been working really good. When do we learn how to apply these practices? What do you mean?
So
Let's see here.
I would just, from the presentation itself, you went over a lot of points. It sounds great on a presentation. It sounds great in theory. It sounds great reading it now. But
Mhm.
how do you actually apply each or individually how these things? Like, it's great, build an email to do this. It's great in theory, but I think a lot of people want to learn about, okay, give me an example, show me how you would do it in the context. Because we talked about how we shouldn't be doing things. Let's see how we should be doing it. Maybe it's not time for this week, but we might want to touch on a few topics over here. But maybe for
Yeah.
the next week's thing in the presentation, let's go deep into a few of these topic areas and showcase how people can actually incorporate more hands-on, right? But this is great. It was great to kick it off to show the exposure, the
Right.
ability, all the different things we can be doing. But now we'll open up the questions and we'll let the questions guide how we want to go moving forward.
And really everybody too, the reason why it was sort of high level why it was high level like that was because of the time constraints. If I would have done a full build out, showed you, this would have been an hour and a half training, easy, showing you each bot. But one of the things you really want to think about is when you're in the conversation AI, is prompting it so that it knows its job specific to that page, and then referring to knowledge bases for information, anything that's not going to be referred to every time. Whenever I use a prompt or do a prompt now, especially for conversation AI, the prompt is everything it's going to need for every conversation, and then the knowledge base is just information it might need that's like nice to know but isn't needed to know every time, if that makes sense. So but yeah, and then each one, like for the registration, its whole prompt is just getting them to convert. It knows nothing other than what is needed on that page. That's the other thing you have to be careful about, is you don't want it to start talking about the offer or anything like that. One of the things I highly recommend for people when they're doing a webinar is to have, if you stay to the end bonus, I would recommend you teaching the AI all about that. So it's really teasing them, hey, make sure you stay to the end because this bonus is going to blah, blah, blah. And they get dialogue with the conversation AI. And that's the power of the AI, is to have the dialogue and the chat back and forth. It really opens it up. You'll see when you guys start using this, how it all of a sudden changes the whole dynamic of the webinar, and it doesn't make it somebody just sitting there watching it. Now they're like, whoa, and they're like typing, and it's really cool. Let's see.
Let's wait. We'll answer Ahmed's question. He came on.
Yeah, there's a
Go to the chat.
if you want, I can always come back and do a full training breaking down each phase. But like I said, I'll talk to Fern. I'll come back and do a whole training on it. I don't have a problem giving you guys all the secrets. We just didn't. I had 20 minutes. I went over my time technically. So, but yeah, I would love that, guys. Hopefully, you guys all made sense. Let me, if there's questions about like what I went over, I'd love it. And this isn't all theories. This is practice. We've done tens of millions of dollars. We've only probably done about 6 using AI, to be honest. The other 20 or 40 were pre-AI. But since that, we started employing it. My client stuff have done about 6 mil using it. Made a huge difference. Huge difference. The whole point is really these scripts and prompts. Let's see.
We'll let Ahmed ask this question.
What's that?
He's
So yeah, so basically, really, like I've been working on HighLevel for a while. A lot of AI has been going into the market. You have to kind of build your own thing depending on your business. So really, in order for us to be able to use the webinar thing, like each person, depending on their business, will have different knowledge bases, different prompts, different scripts. Everyone wants the answer, their questions answered differently. So like on, each individual, this is not a one-man show. I mean, it needs a lot of work as a team.
Not really. There's custom values, brother. They answer a lot of those questions, man. I mean, think about it. What's secret 1, 2, and 3? Just write them in the pain points. I mean, like pretty much I would say some of your stuff definitely, but probably 70%, 80% of it can be answered in custom values. Like literally.
And for the email templates, because definitely what you
the
said.
templates there's not templates. That's the thing. You teach Chat GPT to write the email, it puts out, and then you use what it puts out as the email. So there are no templates. It's all
Mhm.
dynamic. It's just here's the way it works. They get dumped into a workflow. The first thing is Chat GPT, action. You feed it all the custom values and custom fields, especially so it knows about that person. And then the prompt says, hey, this is the first, very basic, but hey, this is the first email in a nurture series. This person's traffic temperature is XYZ. Your job is blah, 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 blah. Here's what you're going to do. And then it writes the email based off all that. So there's really no template. That's what makes it so cool is you're never going to have two emails the same. Like even if the person answers all the questions the same, they're probably still going to get a different email because AI is rewriting it differently depending on what they did at different spots. Does that make sense what I'm saying about there not being a template? That it's like the prompt is write this email.
Got it. So it's like a workflow, and then you put the prompt within the chat GPT in the workflow, and then it works on sending out depending on their answers. Now, does it get the conversation itself, or it's just the fields that are being filled out by whoever is filling out the form? Because a year-long nurture, it would be amazing if it reads the entire chat. I'm not sure if this is possible.
Well, what you do is there's specific. That's a great point. Right now, we don't have a cross-field chat like some other systems do. I know we'll eventually get that, but one of the things I always do is at different points, each conversation bot at each page gives a summary and next steps for the person. So then the AI is literally in that. In perfect example, in the year-long sequence, it's able to look at the thank you page, wherever it is in the journey, and see what recommendations have been made and then use that to be able to make one. And then if it changes, if he does different stuff, well, that stuff's updated. So then the custom fields are updated. So then the emails are changed. So it's still, if his temperature goes from warm to hot, now all of a sudden they're going to be writing it totally different than if he was cold. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the cool thing about it. This really dynamic emails for AI are so powerful, man, because it literally there is no template. One of the problems with the old ones is it'd be Mad Libs, where you'd fill in the blanks, and sometimes they'd be cheesy, where it'd be off, it'd be like, oh, it makes sense, and then it'd be like, oh, that makes no sense. Well, the way to get around that is you have the AI write the whole thing, and it's so good, dude. And the cool thing is too, what we're doing is we're feeding in, hey, here are the top 10 email copywriters and the top 10 styles for wherever that person, that prospect is. Pick what style and what copywriter is best for that situation, and it models off of them. Super sick.
Awesome. All right, I'll leave the other people are asking questions. I don't want to take more of.
Yeah, great questions though, man. Thank you for asking. Tyler says, do you train the same AI agent for every phase? Every AI agent is totally different prompt, totally different workflows it's triggering, different dynamic stuff it's pulling out of there. It's all totally different. That's really the power in it is each one. AI works the best when you can give like one, maybe two tasks at the most. The more tasks you give it, the more it goes out in the ether. But with this, we're able to be like, okay, your task is to make sure they register. Your task is to help them buy this SLO and get them excited for the webinar. Your task is to help them through the whole webinar. Your task is to make the sale. Your task is for follow, and when you do it that way, it just makes it's next level. It's next level powerful. And Jim says, are using GPTs? Yes, in the workflows, like I was saying, for the emails, we do use the GPT sequences in there, both for the email itself and I use two different ones. For the headline, has its own individual GPT. That way, we're able to get each or subject line specific, and then the next one writes the email. So it's subject line, then email, and then it just updates custom fields for it so that it's specific to that person if you want to keep it to that person, or they just overwrite depending on what you want. So let's see. When HighLevel has outbound calling, what I would recommend is immediately. That's what we found. When do we do outbound calling? They're going to have that. When do you think that's going to be? Do you have any? Can you speak on that? I don't want to get you in trouble, but I was just it's so exciting. Everybody's super. I know it has chances for spam, but this is when someone opts in, it's so powerful.
So we pushed it down to Q3. There's a few things we're looking at in terms of how to make it work seamlessly. We're also incorporating a few other things that people will appreciate. So we have to do a bit of restructuring on our side to not just allow one way. We have another way we're doing, but so Q3 right now. But just let people know as well, just throwing in there, we're in talks with Twilio, with the other voice AI, infrastructure providers. We've chatted with them. We asked, hey, what's going on the outbound? A few of them have been getting fines coming down them. They've talked about the fines.
Oh, dude.
Some of them received $25,000 fine for violations on the outbound side. Some of them have to restructure the whole outbound process, add a lot more compliance, restrictions, limitations. So there's a bunch of things changing in the coming months, but we do plan on offering it in a limited scope within the right context. And I repeat this, I repeated this online and anywhere I get a chance. You'll never ever be able to use it for outbound cold calling through HighLevel, ever.
No.
Right?
I wouldn't recommend it. It's like cold calling with AI. It's not that AI is not ready. Here's what people don't realize: AI is ready to do a lot of stuff right now. People aren't ready for AI to do a lot of stuff right now. Sure, AI could sell the crap out of some stuff right now, but the problem is a lot of people aren't ready to have AI be the thing selling them. Just in their mind, the fact that they know it's AI selling them turns them off. They want to talk to a person. So it's not that AI can't sell or do all these things. The problem is people's mindset aren't ready for it to do it yet. That's where a lot of this is. So
And honestly, because of the FTC, by the way, all the regulations.
Yeah, it's totally, it's illegal. You got to have people opt in. That's the thing. It's so easy just to have them opt in, and then you can call them, and it's really powerful. Nothing. I mean, like having somebody call you the day before and being like a hype man for your webinar. Are you imagine that? They're like, dude, you got to show up. This is the coolest thing ever. And if they're not, now using the AI to be able to get data why they're not showing up. Oh man, you know what? I totally understand you're not going to make it, but dude, why aren't you going to show up? Just not going to try and sell you, but just curious, And now you've got data or however to be able to use to make your system better. I mean, there's so much potential with this stuff. It's really, and this is the coolest thing. Two things. This is just the beginning, and it's the worst it's ever going to be. Two of my favorite things that go together. This is the worst it's ever going to be. So you can say whatever you want. Only going to get better from this point on. I mean, every day AI something new. You got OpenAI is dropping this, Facebook's dropping this, Google's dropping this. It's like the whole war of them trying to be the best, and they have billions of dollars that are dropping on this. So it's not an answer of a who, but when. Like it's coming.
So just to add the one last point on the outbound side, from the compliance point of view, opting in is not enough for them anymore. There has to be a double opt-in.
Oh wow!
Because the issue is, I can opt your phone number in, and you're on the no-call list, and someone calls you, and now they're in violation, right? Or you have lawyers who are putting their phone numbers down, who are the ones who are the ambulance chasers. All you gotta do is just put their phone numbers down, and if an AI calls them, they're making money. So that's why it's not a single opt-in; it's a double opt-in. There's a lot more limitations, a lot more restrictions putting in place. So we're just letting things shake out right now because we have a massive infrastructure. We get a few bad actors that'll cause ripple effect for everyone. So we're just going to we're watching the industry, watching where it's going, all the regulations, and just focusing strictly on inbound. And we're doing some massive improvements on inbound coming up very soon.
Yeah, and for anyone that feels a little lost, I know this is a lot. Webinars are a lot. I'm going to talk to Ferg, see if I can come back and do it in depth for everybody. There'll be other trainings and stuff on it, so just keep your eye open for that. But and then somebody said for SaaS, 100% this works for SaaS too. I mean, think about this. This is so cool. Think about you have your demo where you're driving people, maybe you got like a 10 or 15-minute demo, and every time something in the demo happens, the chatbot says something about it and can like answer questions about that specific part. That is so powerful for your SaaS. How many of you know that like have got somebody on a call and they're like asking you some specific question where they're just like, and you're like, dude, that was in the webinar. How'd you miss it or whatever? And they just missed it, but the chatbot now is going to be able to answer that question for you and move them towards the sale. Big time savings of time. Imagine how much like crap you've gone through that you're just like, because we've all been there. We're just like, really, dude, this is like the 50th time I've answered this question today. Not anymore. Boom, AI is taking care of it for you. And you're able to think about this now, tag these people specifically what questions they're answering too. Oh, this person was that. This person asked about that. This person asked about that. Now you're able to then engage with them because of the different tags and way you've updated them in contact fields. Yeah, man. If any of you guys just follow me on Facebook if you have questions or anything, I appreciate it. Let's see. All of this is in HighLevel, other than the outbound thing, which Fer talked about. All this is in HighLevel, can be done with workflows. In your workflows, you're usually going to be using the GPT function a lot. That's a lot of the one you're going to use. And conversation AI can be used for all the different ones. The only limiting factor a little bit is you're only able to do so many update contact actions. I know Fer said that there is going to be coming later. They're going to allow more, but that does limit just a little bit. Is there any other specific? There's a ton of questions. I'm not sure what to. Where do we go? Does ChatGPT work automatically with HighLevel? Yes, it does. You can just go in there. There is a little extra fee where it's like, what is the premium fees for? Do you know what they are off the top of your head? It's like a penny?
3 cents, I think. 3 cents.
Something, but or you can get like 10,000 of them for like $14 or something for unlimited or something like that. But the GPT does count as like a penny or a couple pennies each time you use it. So just keep that in mind. But it's amazing. You can set the different model that you want to use in there. You put the prompt in, the system instructions, and then just let it go to town. One of the keys when writing this, and if when Fer lets me comes back, I'll do the prompt side training of it too, because that's the thing too. Realize that we're already going to push an hour and we haven't got a training. This would be like 2-3 hour training if we do, because I want to talk about the prompts, the AI, the workflows, like all of it. And the prompts are really, really important to be able to keep each bot on its specific task. You know what I mean? Let's see. Oh, but yeah, the person said for SaaS it'd be good. Real estate potentially if you're doing video, anything video. The thing that really the cool thing is in workflows you can do video watched, and then you can set it to how much percentage, and then you just know the time. Oh, the offer is at 82% of the video's time, and you put it in, hey, anybody after they watched 82% of the time, you know has seen the offer now. You tag them as such, you tell the AI, hey, they saw the offer. Now the AI is totally different. It knows now they've seen the offer. Just something as simple as that makes a huge difference. No, let's see here. See what else we got. I think that's pretty much it. Let's see what, oh, here, new stuff here. Same time, yep. So, yeah, I think that's all the questions so far. Thanks everybody, I appreciate it. Like I said, I'll come back and I'll be doing in-depth training. If you have any questions, just look me up. I appreciate you guys. This is going to really change webinars. This is going to really change webinars and just SaaS. Really keep it in mind for those that are selling SaaS. Huge level of or swath of people that are high-level people sell SaaS. Perfect. All this can be used. All you do is just switch it for your demo video. Super easy. Same process. Everything is basically the same. And then you just have it for like a booking page too. So your webinar would go in, it could either go to a sales page or a booking page. And then you just have the booking page bot. Its job, book appointments. That's its job. You know, that's the cool thing. Each bot has its own individual job. Yes, I would love to. Again, we'll have to talk to Fer about me coming back for that.
You'll be coming back on Mondays. That's your session. So what we'll do next week.
Okay. Then Monday. We'll be next Monday. There you go. Awesome.
Well, you know, I think I've committed you for 9 weeks. So.
Oh, okay, sweet. There you go. 9 weeks. I'm in. So next week, we'll do that. I'll have a full breakdown. We'll go through all the steps. I might have to do like a section a week or something realistically.
That's fine.
Because I don't want to overload you guys. It makes no sense me doing a full walkthrough and you guys are like, oh, I can't, you know. So.
Like 7, right? Were
Yeah,
they 7 sessions?
so yeah, I'll look at it and see which, because some of them can be like the webinar phase, and some of them are shorter. So we could probably get it done in like 4 weeks or something. Like maybe do like funnel one day, bots one day, workflows a day, something like that. Because
So
there,
I
yeah, because it's a whole ecosystem.
so
But this is
ideally
the thing, man. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, ideally, what would be great for anyone following along is next week you have a section, spend 20 minutes walking through everyone. You know, just go at your own pace. It's all
Yeah,
gonna be recorded. And then we open up for Q&A. Everyone gets
sweet.
the recording afterwards. That if they want to replicate it, they can follow the recording itself. That's what the purpose of the recordings are. So on the
Sweet,
call itself, they can just focus on what you're doing and learning from you versus trying to do it at
sweet.
the same time, because then it's going to slow them down. It's going to be very hard to follow along at the same time. So do a 20-minute presentation, demo, walk through setting up your workflow, setting up the bot, setting up your prompt, so everyone can just follow along and understand conceptually what you're doing.
Sweet.
Then, if they want to replicate it, they follow the recording afterwards.
Yeah, that's sweet. I'm excited. That's cool. I'm excited. Thank you. That'd be great.
No problem, because I didn't do a poll, but based on the audience right now, we have quite a few beginners who have not implemented this, or it's kind of overwhelming for them. I completely understand. So, I apologize, and I think on behalf of Jeffrey as well, we apologize. We just kind of jumped into it because we were doing this a few months back, and now we just kind of kept going at the same pace. So we need to take a step back and recalibrate. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna speak to all the coaches as well. Take a step back and assume everyone coming on board on the first week session, the second week are beginners, so we can walk everyone through it at a good leisurely pace. Then we can gradually build up week by week for 9 weeks. That's what I'm gonna communicate with everyone. So hopefully that will work better for everyone. And just to keep in mind, every coach is different. Every coach is going to go down a different. Some of them are going to cover voice, some are going to cover conversation, some of them are going to cover the workflow builder. We have prompting 101 tomorrow with the HighLevel folks, Raheen and Kunal. I'm actually looking very forward to that because we all assume we know what we're doing with the chat GPT, but they're going to go into the in-depth behind the scenes of how do you build prompts and the AI uses as well.
Nice.
And just for more housekeeping here, every single day it's at 3 p.m. Eastern, exact same time, 2 p.m. Central. Monday to Friday, it's exact same time, exact same link. The emails that you get are just simple reminder emails. You can jump onto any session during the week. It's open for everyone. And they're all going to be recorded. My recordings, the full extent, the unedited, unvarnished version are going to be shared on my Facebook, YouTube link I just shared above. If you go there, you'll see the previous version as well. Again, they're all unedited. As soon as the session's over, an hour or two later, I upload it. Then we have one session Wednesday night at 8 p.m. and that is 8 p.m. Eastern. That is to try to accommodate the Australian New Zealand time zone as well. We're trying that out to see how that works for them. So every single day. And if you have questions, feel free to drop it on Facebook. Under the post that's out there, you can check it out. I'll start posting. Actually, I didn't post it today. I'll do a reminder post every day. Hey guys, we're starting the session. And if you have a question, you can just drop your comments below that session so we know what questions there are. Because the goal of these sessions are get some basic education out first and open up for Q&A, and everyone can learn from one another's questions. Because sometimes someone will ask a question, I'm like, oh, I never thought of it that way. I'm learning from you, you're learning from us. Jeffrey's learning from one another from the questions because everyone has different insight, different angles. No one's an expert. We're all just a few months ahead of everyone else here and there. That's all it is, because AI is still in its infancy stage. So literally, you just spent 3 months learning AI. You're an expert above everyone else. You're in the 99%. If you spend 3 months, you're in the 99%, pretty much.
Maybe even higher than that. Maybe even less than that. Here's the funny thing. Okay, so I would say majority of everybody on this call is probably in AI or wannabe. Once you step out your bubble, like all of a sudden, this is called an algorithm, people. That's why you see it everywhere on Facebook now. You see it everywhere on YouTube now. It's because that's how the systems are designed and you're showing interest. So now you see it everywhere. Once you step out of that bubble, nobody knows about AI. Like literally, you have a chance right now to be a leader in your industry, to be a leader in whatever you're doing when it comes to AI, because AI is so new. There are no leaders. Local businesses are wide open for AI right now. Think about it. Name somebody in any industry when it comes to local businesses that's the AI leader. Oh, I don't hear anybody saying names because there's not any right now. It could be you. There's no reason it can't be. AI is changing every day. It's always morphing and becoming something new. There's no reason you can't be a leader in it, and HighLevel gives you the tools and ability to be able to do that. There you go.
Yep, and a few more things. This is the first session of restarting it. We're going to keep recalibrating it because the whole objective of these sessions is to get everyone comfortable with the tools itself. And if there's specific tools you want to learn more about from the AI employee product, conversation AI, voice AI, reviews AI, feel free to just DM me, drop it in on Facebook, post it there. What do you want to learn more about? And literally week by week, we'll recalibrate the sessions accordingly because the coaches all have a general framework here. What do you want to teach? These are things you want to teach, but nothing set in stone right now. We're going to be building according to what people want to learn. The last time we did it, we focused really on voice AI, and we spent a lot of sessions with voice AI. This time, we're going to go into voice AI, conversation AI, reviews AI. Reviews AI is honestly the easiest one. We can do 1 or 2 sessions, and we're done, and you're an expert in reviews AI. 1 session, 2 sessions, you're done. But then if you want to go crazier about it, then you can have all your different combinations, when to trigger things, how to do things. But reviews, if you're not using reviews right now, reviews AI, and that's not something part of your repertoire, it honestly will take you 10 minutes to learn.
Well,
actually, no,
sorry.
Real quick. We have the new rollouts of reviews AI, all the templates, all that stuff. So that'll take you maybe half an hour to learn, but then you're a pro.
And real quick, think about this, everybody. Every business you know out there practically has a list. They don't know what to do with it, but to them, it's dead money. All you have to do is send out a reactivation campaign asking for reviews, if nothing else, to people that have bought. These are people that already bought from them. So, of course, they're going to say something. Imagine the owner of the business going to sleep, waking up and have 50 new positive reviews. Going to sleep, waking up, 75 reviews. That is right there worth so much money. You don't understand how much, and that is so low-hanging fruit. You don't have to be an expert. HighLevel gives you the tools. Like first said, 30 minutes, you're an expert, and all of a sudden you've got what I like to call a foot in the door offer to be able to upsell them to voice AI or chat AI or the more expensive stuff. Because here's the deal. Everybody understands reviews. Not everybody understands AI. But when you can put the two together, the bridge is so much easier to cross.
Exactly. So Dan's mentioning about conversation AI. Yeah, we're actually, that's something I'm gonna throw on your plate, conversation AI. We're gonna go into, let's strategize how we want to break it down because there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of workflows, a lot of triggers. So we might want to break them down to individual sessions as well. So they're all digestible.
Sure. And for anybody worried, normally when I train, I keep very rudiment, like basic, and everybody understands. I keep it that. I just went through stuff really fast because in a short amount of time, and it was our first one. It'll be a lot more focused. Like next time, you guys will get it. We'll be able to figure it out a lot. You'll understand. It'll be great.
Look, in the end, we have nine weeks of how many sessions we're doing? Pretty much 6. So we have quite a lot of sessions coming up in the pipeline. So a few of them, you're going to be able to pick and choose here and there. We'll start narrowing down. I'll start updating who's doing what along the way. And again, if you have feedback, don't worry about getting overwhelmed on the AI side. We're going to be able to walk you through every section along the way. There's a lot of different moving parts, but we're going to slow it down and kind of calibrate according to the audience. And tomorrow, we're going into prompting 101. I think everyone, if you're on this call still, everyone should attend that one because prompting 101, they're going to take a step back, explaining the basics, like what's the difference between ChatGPT, what's a Gemini, Claude. Everyone knows it, but what's the difference? What are tokens? Understand the concept. These are things we all overlook, but we're going to go into a bit of the basic history. And basic history, now you're an AI pro. You can talk the talk. You can talk the talk.
True. That's what I say. It's so new. It's hard not to be in this for a little bit and call yourself an expert to some degree, but we're always learning. So, but yeah.
Perfect. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any more questions, feel free. If you have anything
Thanks,
specific,
everybody.
you want to ask, feel free to drop it on Facebook. And some of the schedules posted for these trainings. So, yeah, hold on one second. Go to advanced. If you haven't
And is
read,
it the same thing every day?
what's that?
Same link every day?
Yeah, so here's the link to register strictly for reminders. That's all it's for. You don't need to be registered to attend. It's the exact same link every single day. Different coaches every single day. The link is simply there to show you who's. So if you actually go to register, it'll show you who's doing what day on that registration portion. But you can attend every single day. I'll put a post out in the group showing who's doing what as well later today. Just kind of remind everyone because we're just getting back in the rhythm. I should have put a post out before we started. I completely slipped my mind. So I'm gonna put a post out saying, they're back. Sessions are back.
This is exciting.
Here's the schedule during the week. So just everyone.
This worked perfect. Like it gives it. We got a built-in schedule almost already for it, so it worked out perfect.
Yeah. All right, everyone. That's pretty
Thanks,
much.
guys. Appreciate you. See you next week.
Thank
And
you.
everyone else, see you tomorrow. Bye bye.